Mm, there we go. What's wrong with...
I never should have kissed you. I never should have gone there. But I couldn't resist you. Never felt like that girl, I swear. I probably just run, girl. Trying to make this all done, girl. I never should have kissed you. I never should have gone there. I know that there's a problem, and I know that it would kill me. Kill me, but I can't resist. I'm falling, and I know that this will burn me, burn me, 'cause I'm playing with. Yeah, I'm playing with. Yeah, I realize that I'll never learn, and I realize that I probably burn, 'cause I'm playing with. Yeah, I'm playing with. And I realize that I will never learn. And I realize that I probably return. Don't know why I do this. Don't know why I let you play me. But I guess that it is your kid who made me fall. Yeah, I don't blame me. I know that I should run, girl. Yeah, make this all undone, girl. I never should have kissed you. I never should have gone there. I know that there's this problem, and I know that it would kill me. Kill me, but I can't resist. I'm falling, and I know that this will burn me, burn me, 'cause I'm playing with. Yeah, I'm playing with. And I realize that I will never learn. And I realize that I'll probably get burned, 'cause I'm playing with.
Hey everybody, don't forget to check out MyBookie Sportsbook and Casino, America's most trusted sportsbook in 2019. You can look at betting lines and place bets in bare knuckle and MMA. Don't forget to use our referral code down below for a 50% sign up bonus. That's MyBookie Sportsbook and Casino. Boom, here we go, guys. Welcome back. Combat Insiders Live, episode 29. Coming to you live. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're everywhere. Check out combatinsiders.com. Thank you so much for joining us wherever you are at. Over here, we got, as always, Mr. Nick Portella right there in the middle. And over there on the far side,
on
the other side over here, we got BKFC 135-pound champion, Mr. Johnny Bedford. What's going on, my friend?
Great to have you guys. It's a little bit crazy here. I'm back in a massage room here in my gym that I own here in Fort Worth, Texas. Got done teaching an amazing kids class. We dressed up in our Halloween costumes today. I've got a 5'3" Honduran professional fighter that helps me teach my class. So him and I dressed up as Mario and Luigi. I think we stole the show. You guys will see pictures later today, I'm sure. It'll be all over my social media. It was an amazing day.
Awesome, brother. Well, it looks like you've had a little bit. You've been training a little bit. I see the sparring marks you got on there.
Yeah, as you guys can see, one, we'll go this side. I don't know, this side. One was an accidental headbutt. Things happen. Wear your headgear, kids. And then the other one was just I got punched in the eye. It's just kind of part of the game. I got really good training partners here. I got two guys that have really pushed me this camp. Levi Mouse, professional MMA fighter, black belt jiu-jitsu, phenomenal guy. Main event, LFA on the regular, fights on national TV, and then I've got a phenomenal southpaw amateur kid, actually 8-0 in boxing, 6-0 in MMA, going to be going pro now. I mean, it's not much more he can do in the amateurs, right? So, and he's a southpaw named JC De Leon, so he's helped me out a lot, being that Crazy Horse is the southpaw. So we've used that style, obviously.
Didn't the Crazy Horse thing get you blocked? Did he block you on social media?
Blocked me, and I guess it's apparently because I call him Crazy Horse, and rumor has it he doesn't like that anymore. And I mean,
that is the rumor.
You shouldn't have told me that, because now that's all I'm going to refer to this guy as. And I've got comments about it. You know what I mean? I don't understand why he's no longer Crazy Horse or whatever, but I think maybe he should change his name back. I think he won more fights as Crazy Horse than he ever did as Felony. So,
well, and on that stat note, that's stats right there, right?
And on that stat note, you are correct, sir. Well, look, man, we haven't chatted with you since BKFC 6. You defeated Reggie Barnett Jr. For the belt, for the 135-pound belt, man. You won the tournament. You won the whole shebang. I mean, obviously you're preparing for this fight, but what have you been up to since then?
Back to business as usual. You know, I'm a pretty busy guy here in Texas. I run a pretty big MMA fitness gym here, like I said, Fort Worth area in North Richland Hills, Texas, called Fitness Fight Factory. I'm doing combat sports every weekend. I'm traveling to Louisiana, Oklahoma, Houston, wherever, for MMA fights, for jiu-jitsu tournaments, for wrestling tournaments, for boxing tournaments. We're extremely busy, and that's kind of what I've wanted to do. It's a goal of mine, right? Stay busy. Business is good when you're busy. So I'm super thankful. I'm never out of the gym. That's a luxury of being a professional fighter and owning a gym, is that you don't get those luxuries of going on vacation or just not showing up to the gym for 3 weeks, because that's how I make a living. So I'm here every day, and that's what I do. Yeah.
So something I thought was real interesting is, I mean, it's more apparent now. So you're moving up in weight. You're looking to conquer divisions. This is just, I mean, you never were unclear about your intentions. But it seems now that in your current weight or lightweight, everybody wants it. Past opponents want it again. New opponents want it again. You're going to go up to 45. You're heavily favored in this fight. what happens? I mean, I know you're not just going to give a belt away, but
Oh,
you're
no.
looking to get a second belt. So is in the 35 division, is there anybody in particular, or they could just anybody can get it? I mean, we know your attitude towards fighting doesn't matter who it is, but
No, it doesn't matter to me. I'm letting the division, kind of work itself out. I've said this all along. I knew that this move to 45 was going to happen before I even fought Reggie, and it's not because I'm ready to go conquer multiple divisions. And yes, that's part of it, but really, the honest truth is I'm 36 and I'm trying to stay active. I'm really freaking good at this sport. I'm really big for the weight class. The 45ers don't scare me, but I want to stay as active as I can, and I want to keep collecting checks. So obviously, the big checks right now in the promotion are at 45. So I wanted Artem. If Jason Knight's name got thrown in the mix a little bit, I wasn't opposed to it.
right,
But the problem happened is when they matched them both up, that left me kind of without opponent. Because bare knuckle has done everything they said. They knew as soon as I won, I said, "Hey, I want to fight again this year. I know that we're not going to be able to fight at 35. These guys got to, it's a brand new sport. We just went through a bracket to find out who the number one guy is. You don't have a roster of men fighting each other, seeing who this number one contender is. So while that happens, while they figure out who the number one guy is that wants to come get smacked down again, um, I'll stay busy and go to 45 and start picking those fools off too, because I'm still chasing the Artem fight. It's the big money fight. I think I match up really, really well against him. Um, Feed me Artem Lobov, but Charles Bennett is obviously, we're 9 days away. He's in my way, and there's a lot of, I want to say pressures, but there's weird pressures. There's different pressures this time because, like you just said, I'm a heavy favorite. I'm above. Everyone's writing this guy off, but I'm the one taking the risk here. I'm going up a weight class. I'm fighting a guy who has nothing to lose. Crazy, right? But this is what I've chose to do. I want to keep this ball rolling. I want to keep putting checks in my bank account. I got college educations to pay for, and I've got two young kids that this is an opportunity that we can change our lives with bare knuckle fighting, and I want to stay as active as I can and keep this ball rolling.
isn't how legacies are built that way though? The guys who go up and you're willing to risk everything. That's kind of how it works. The guys who's willing to roll the dice. So I mean, Bennett's kind of iconic, just for his character alone and his antics. But it's nothing new. Do you find anything that poses a threat to you with him? I mean, I know you personally. It's just what it is. You'll fight anybody, anytime. But I know you also are very smart. Fight IQ is very high. So I know you've seen things.
I've watched his fights. When he does go, he'll go. Meaning, like when he does throw, you know what I mean. He's gonna throw 3, 4, 5 big ones and try to hurt you, right? You got to weather those storms. The kid he fought the first bare knuckle fight did a pretty good job keeping his hands up. I don't necessarily fight that way. I've kind of got my hands down, like trying to use head movement more, making you miss. But that's about it. You know what I mean? I've just got to be smart. The hardest part of this camp is my own head, if I'm being honest, is not listening to the media saying how you're going to kick this guy's ass. Because I still got to get up and I got to go to work every day, right? I got to put my miles in. I still got to go to box. I got to train, right? This guy he's not going there to just roll over. He's going to try to win. I think he knows, and I know, and bare knuckle knows, and he doesn't have much of a chance. But truth is it's a fight, and he's coming to try to win. So I just gotta, it's the hardest thing is just keeping my composure, fighting a smart fight, right? When I perform how I can perform, I don't think there's a man in the world that can beat me. I start putting all these external pressures and anxiety backstage and shit that'll kill anybody. This game's all mental. It's combat sports is all mental. It's not just bare knuckle. It's MMA. It's everything. Before you walk in that cage, ring, wherever you may be, insert the sport. You typically know how that night's going to go before you go by how you feel, how you prepared, where your mental state's at. I've lost the UFC opportunities with messy personal lives that bleed over. You can't have a professional. You can't be training for the best guys in the world in the UFC while you're out here having lies and secrets and living. You know what I mean? Like shit, man. It'll kill you. And I've got really young guys here at my gym that are going to be super talented. And I try to tell them all that, like, you're never going to make it if your life's messy, bro. Like you've got to clean all this shit up because it will wear you down. It'll beat you up. If you're not all in this game, like you're wasting your time. And kind of.
Well, let me ask you this, Johnny. It's obviously you always, just from the few times we've talked to you, you've always seemed like you're thinking two steps ahead. You always seem like you're like man with a plan kind of thing, right? So, like, how closely will you be watching the Jason Artem Lobov fight? And it's kind of a two-part question. With the talks of there being a 145-pound belt soon, I don't know how soon. We don't have that information, but it's I know that it's in the talks, it's in the works, kind of thing. How far away do you think you are? Obviously, you have a legit opponent in Charles Bennett, but beyond him, if you get the W, beyond him, how far away do you think you are? Because you're the 135-pound king right now. Nobody could take that away. That it is what it is. How close are you, do you think, in terms of like maybe one more fight after Bennett, or do you think that just you defeat Bennett that establishes you're good to go in 145, and maybe you get shot up to the front of the line?
If someone fights the winner, who's the most deserving? I'll go to 145. I'll be undefeated at 145. I'll be 5-0 in the promotion. But I've went up there. I've punched my ticket. I've went to the weight class. I've done everything expected. I got a win. Who else is 1-0 at 145? I keep hearing Jim Allers like he feels like he's deserving. Well, you don't even fight the weight class, homie. Come down to 45, make the weight class, then we can talk about deserving. You haven't even been there yet.
Right.
So anybody, there's not a bunch of guys. If they did an 8-man bracket, it'd be really interested. How would they seed it? Would they put Artem as a 1 seed, me and Jason down on the other side? Who knows, right? They could do a 4-man bracket. Jim's fought at 45. Bring Jim down. We can do a 4-man bracket. We'll find out who the baddest man in this promotion is real quick. 2 fights, get it over with. Yeah, I'll fight every darn card. I'll go 35-45 back and forth because I'm going to defend my belt early 2020, and I'm going to look for big fights at wherever the big fight is, the big opportunity to change me and my kids' lives, the biggest money fight. I'm there.
I think an interesting dynamic with you, and this is why the money fights will come, I have no doubt, is nobody can question the skill set. You've done everything you had to do, but the way you are, like people want to fight you because they know if you knock them down, you're in their face.
Yep.
Hands are up, you're on top of them, and that's a tactic. People want to come and get you. It's very smart, actually, and luckily they have a guy that's everybody. You don't care, and that attitude as well. I'll fight everybody. If I knock you down, I'm gonna let you know you're down.
Yep.
And then when you get back up, we're gonna do it again.
Yeah, I play the game well. People call it arrogant. Some people don't like me. That's fine. I just really, I'm smarter than these guys. I hate to say that, but I'm smarter than these guys. I beat them in interviews. I beat them like verbally before we fight. I just watch them. Like when they miss or I hit them and I have success and I get in their face. I let them know. Like I watch them. Just like shit. They start doubting themselves. Like I got him. Now now you're just a punching bag, right? Now you're emotional. Now Abdel Velasquez is saying it's going to change next time. Bullshit, it's going to change. It's going to be 10 times worse. You thought I talked smack the first time? I'm going to put highlight videos of me just standing over you with my nuts in your face. Every time you turn on your computer, you're going to see me standing over you. You want to fight me again? I'll make your life hell for 6 weeks, homie. And then when you fight me, I'm going to beat you up worse. Like, that's what he's calling for the number 1 contender. Like, I know how to play this game. I'll beat him before the fight starts.
And you don't ever seem emotional. Like we've seen you at the press conferences, and people fire back at you. Some stuff's real nasty, but your demeanor, it just never changes. You just look past it and whatever.
Cool, calm, collected. I try. You know what I mean? I know I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable in my own skin. I'm comfortable with who I am as a person. I'm comfortable with who I am as a martial artist. I'm really comfortable with who I am as a bare knuckle boxer. I think that I set myself apart. I think I was made for this sport. I think it's, I'm just running with it. I'm trying to have, you can hate me. Great. Just watch me. But I'll play whatever role you want me to play. I'll be your hero. I'll be the villain. I'll stand over your husband next. I don't like, as long as you tune in and watch, right? Like it don't matter. Like
that's a key. you're like an entertaining dude from start to finish. Like once,
Yep.
like we watch it. Once you know who you're fighting, the assault begins on social
Yep.
media, and then we know what you're going to do. Like this press conference, you know what you're going to say. We don't, but we're going to watch because it's going to be awesome. And then you do the same thing through the fight. I think you've cracked the code, is what it is. And you're right. Some people might hate you. The other half might like you, but 100% are watching you. Whether it's to win or lose, doesn't matter. You know
Doesn't
what I
matter.
mean? You
Right.
sell pay-per-views on hate, on like. Somebody's got to be the
Hey,
heel.
bad
Somebody's
press
got to
is
play
still
the
good
role.
press. Negative press
That's
is
what I
still
said
good press.
when
Yeah.
Boston became an opportunity. I text David Feldman. I said, "What do you want me to do? I'll have all of Ireland there. I'll piss. Like, what do you want me to do? I'll piss the whole country off. Give me Artem Lobov in Boston. Like, give me Artem Lobov in Boston. Like, I will have the entire country there to watch me die. Now, I'm going to piss them all off when I win that fight, but regardless, it'll sell tickets because I know I'll talk. Give me Artem in Boston, please, if that's a possibility. That's kind of, I don't know if Boston's still real or not, but that was at one point, and I was like, please give me in an Irish city. Oh, we'd sell out.
But nothing changes. Your game plan doesn't change. Doesn't matter.
Nope, not at all. Not at all. I'm gonna still go stand in the middle of the ring. I'm not gonna back up,
No.
and we're gonna find out who's the better man that night.
When they open up the center circle only fights, I think that's for you. We'll just fight in this middle circle.
That's what. Yeah, we can shrink that ring 10 feet if they want. We'll just make it a phone booth.
I'm curious
Love
to get your thoughts real quick on who's going to win between Artem and Jason Knight. Or I mean, does it really? Is it? I mean, obviously, like I said, you got to be paying attention to it. Who do you think has the advantage in the rematch?
Great question. I was honestly thinking about it before even being asked. I was thinking about it to myself, and wow, who do I really honestly think is going to win that fight? Jason? Will Jason make the adjustments? Start faster, right? I think Jason got 2 down on the scorecards the first time. Jason, I don't. It's probably good for the business for Jason to win. You could set up a trilogy. God, I fucking hope that doesn't happen because I want one of those 2 guys, right? I don't want to see the trilogy. You know what I mean? So if I'm being honest, I would like to see Artem dust him and Artem looking for an opponent. It's going to be a competitive fight. I don't think either guy is. I think I beat them both. If you want me to be honest, but I think that they're gonna be a competitive fight. They're gonna fight 10 times, and one's gonna win 6, and the other one's gonna win 4. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be something like that. They could. I don't know. I don't have a prediction. I'm leaning towards hoping Artem wins. The last time I was on a card with Artem was Artem and Paulie, and I fought Reggie that night. I know this is his last fight in bare knuckle on his contract, at least. So now he goes out here and puts on another stellar performance and sells thousands of pay-per-views. I'm sure they're going to re-sign him, and that's obviously what I'm hoping for. So,
me and Nick were just talking about this earlier, and I kind of have a thought. If Jason wins and beats Artem, obviously, I think it's safe to say there probably is going to be a third fight, but don't do it right away. Let it marinate. Don't do it right away. Let it marinate. Give people 6 months. Give people a year because people aren't not going to want to see it. Let people marinate on it. Let it build. Like you said, if Jason wins, let somebody else slip in there. Throw Jason against you. Throw Artem against you or whoever.
We know a guy that would like to slip in.
I
Right
would
there.
do it.
There he is.
To be honest, bro, if I was bare knuckle, I wouldn't do it because I'm going to beat him, and I ruin the trilogy. I'm just right. What's going to happen when the winner gets an L in between the rematch, or even if the loser gets an L in between the rematch? There's not as much.
Takes a little luster off of it.
I'm a tough matchup for those guys. Whenever they want the smoke, let me know. Bare knuckle 10, we can go. Bare knuckle 11, I think Abdiel Velasquez has already asked for bare knuckle 10, so there's my data point. Bare knuckle 11, Jason Knight, Artem Lobov, winner, loser, whatever. Whoever wants to fight, we can go back to Biloxi. Jason will sell it out, I'm sure. Whatever. I'm here to collect checks. I think I don't want to keep beating a dead horse, but I think I match up well against him.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to stay as active as I can.
Yeah.
Plus, at 35, it's a unique position because you're essentially in the driver's seat.
Right.
So, but you're willing, whoever they think should be next, sign the papers. Like
But
it's nice because you don't object to anyone.
I agree. I actually saw a post on Instagram. It was Reggie kind of with a dig at Abdio, like, how you going to call yourself the number one contender? You got finished by that dude. I didn't get finished. I got back up, and I respected what he said. Do I think that's a listen? Honest. This is me being honest. I think Reggie. I'll say it right now. I think Reggie Barnett is the better fighter, but I think Abdiel Velasquez got the win in between and has set himself up to be the number one contender. I think if I was Reggie, I'd be pissed. I think I'm the better guy. I think Reggie should be pissed, but Reggie's coming off an L. Reggie's got to go get a win before he gets a title shot. Abdiel has done that. He went and he fought. Who's that kid's name? Rick Caruso or whatever.
Yes.
Got some 1 second fight. Well, you beat some guy who's never fought bare knuckle before. Congratulations. Like if you think you're ready, I got tagged in it. I couldn't believe it. I got tagged in it. Coming from you, Bedford. Like he called me out. Like, you want that again? Like, okay, you sign me up. Hardest part about fighting you, homeboys, making weight.
and then you're active. They're lining up to fight you. You have literally a conveyor belt of people that are ready to go at it.
It's great. I'm in a good position, right? I'm in a good
yeah.
I love it. I want to stay busy, and yeah, these guys are all chomping at the bit, like asking for it. I'm like, okay, please sign them up.
We got Kristian waiting in the wings. I see you, buddy, patiently waiting. Johnny, I guess let's just wrap this up, man. What are your final thoughts for Mr. Felony, Charles Bennett? What are your final thoughts on him, man, as we head in less, 9 days? We're 9 days away. It's next weekend, man. Like, what are your final thoughts rolling into this? You're finishing up your camp. You're getting ready. What's your mindset like going into this fight week?
Just stay sharp, right? Keep the mind right. Really don't get into this self battling of man, I got to perform. I better beat this guy. You know what I mean? All that bullshit. But Charles Bennett, you better show up and fight. You better not flop around like fish out of water when you act like you hurt your hands when shit stops going your way, right? That's what happened. He wanted a way out because that kid beat him up last time, and it's only gonna be worse. So I've said in every one of my interviews, I hope you show up in shape, and I hope you show up to fight because I'm coming to fight. I'm gonna go forward. I'm gonna be on your ass for 5 rounds until you quit. I promise that, and he won't make it 5 rounds. I'm gonna finish Crazy Horse. And it'll probably be the last time we see him. It'll probably be I'm going to retire that fool.
I'm excited. That's
all right. Well, we're
ready.
Excited,
I'm ready to watch.
We're pumped. And man, guys, check it out next weekend, November the 16th, BKFC 9 in Biloxi. If you can't be there, it's on pay-per-view and Fight TV. Mr. Johnny Bedford, it was absolutely our pleasure. We always enjoy having you on, my friend.
Yes,
and we'll be in touch soon. Good luck to you, and take it easy, my friend.
Thanks,
Have
guys.
a good one, champ.
Yep, 9 days. I appreciate y'all very much. Have a great rest of your night.
You too, brother. All right. We got Mr. Kristian kind of waiting in the wings here. He's been very patient. We've kind of went over a little bit, but, live show. What can you do? What can you do, my friend? We'll be right back in about 20 seconds. Guys, welcome back to the show. What's going on, Kristian? God, man, Guirola? Am I saying that right? Hey, first time.
That's close, man. Yeah, Kristian Guirola.
Kristian Guirola. What's going on, man? Out of Empire Fighting Championship, you guys got a show coming up, number 4, November 23rd, man. Got coming up real soon. What's going on, man?
Man, not much, man. Just busy, getting the show ready. I got this. It's a pretty stacked event. Everything kind of started falling in place in the last couple of weeks, but yeah, we're getting there, man. It's almost showtime.
Well, my friend, do me a favor, man. Because we always ask people who are on the show for the first time, what got you into the business, man? Like, what got you into combat sports in general?
Well, I've been in combat sports for a long time. Yeah, I've been doing this for about 15 years now, and and I don't know something. I tell you what, we went to a couple partners of mine, Jason Knight, who that guy you were just talking to. He doesn't really want that smoke, but me and Jason Knight and his brother Josh and my brother Lewis, and we went to a local show. And I mean it was terrible. It was terrible. There's guys that I don't know where they got them from. Never been in a gym in their life. So we said, damn man, it should be better than this. And the very next day we started rolling with it. It's like, man, we make our own promotion. We know most of the local fighters. We know a lot of out of town fighters with Jason's connections and stuff like that. It's like, man, we do our own thing and do it for real. Instead of the stuff that they were doing.
No doubt, brother. I mean, like what I talk about the show coming up, like I said, because November 23rd is coming up. It's your fourth show, and it's a MMA kickboxing hybrid style event, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, I love the hybrid style because we've seen like Muay Thai boxing hybrid style events, kickboxing MMA, like these like hybrid style events are popping up all over the place. I love
Yes,
it,
sir.
man. Like what what made you guys gear towards head towards that decision
Yeah.
of making it like a hybrid style event?
Yeah. Well, I think kind of giving others a platform too, and from a fan perspective, a lot of people come to the MMA shows. I know on our first event we had a couple combat jiu-jitsu matches. And
Yeah.
when it first
Nice.
started, some of the fans were kind of like, what the fuck is this? It's like, what are they doing? And
Huh.
then it's like after the first person just slapped the shit out of the other, everybody was like, did he just slap that guy? It's like, man, this is pretty cool, man. This is pretty badass. So they really took to it pretty quick. Even though it wasn't all striking or all stand-up striking, I think everybody kind of took to it real quick and really enjoyed it.
So this card, you have what, about four? You got there's a handful of guys or fighters
Yes, sir.
that are pending moving up. Like
Yes,
looking
sir.
at UFC contracts, they're doing their thing. The card is stacked, top to bottom, a lot of talent on there. But you're not the only guy out there doing it.
No, I'm
What
not the
what
only guy.
what separates you from the pack? What separates
Well,
Empire from the pack?
locally here in this area, there's several promotions, and I can say that we're the real ones. We're the real ones. We're the ones that are really going to bring you the real fights. We're the ones really trying to match the real fights. Shout out to Dean Tool and Dean Tool Promotions and Island Fights, because they actually lost a couple of these fights that we inherited from them. So it really helped to stack this card. But yeah, I think some of the promotions around here, and I've talked to some of the promoters, and they'll tell me stuff like, I've been doing this for 10, 15 years. It's like, well, I'm putting more people in seats. I'm bringing better fights. I'm bringing better fighters. I'm stacking cards better. So you should kind of be ashamed to even tell me I've been doing this for 10 years. I know this game when I'm doing better than you. And we just kicked off this year. I hashtag a lot of stuff with the Empire Takeover. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're taking over this local scene. We got backing from promoters in other local scenes, that are really looking out. So the real ones, that's what we are, as opposed to some of the other ones. I'm not gonna put a fighter in the cage that hasn't trained. I'm not gonna
Right.
try and save a card by throwing a bunch of guys in the cage that ain't never been in a gym in their life. Other promoters around here do. That just tells, hey, you want to fight? That's not giving that guy a real chance, and that's not giving fight fans what they're paying to see, which is real fights with guys that are really training to fight.
Yeah, no
Facts.
doubt, no doubt, man. Is there I mean, I'm looking at the card. Nick was touching on it. With Dennis Hughes versus Clarence Brown, Tyler Hill, James Freeman. Like I'm looking at a lot of these names, man, and it's a pretty fucking stacked card. Is there any fight? And maybe this is picking favorites, but you know what? It is what it is. As being involved with it, like, is there a fight you're looking forward to as a fan more than any other?
Yeah, well, I've trained a lot with Tyler Hill, so I'm really looking forward to that. That fight, to Tyler Hill, James Freeman fight, and the
Ooh,
Oh,
we'll never know. No, I'm just kidding. He'll be back probably at these Biloxi guys. Their internet connection is, he'll be back in a second. But yeah, guys, if you're just joining us, we had Johnny Bedford on. We're talking to Kristian Guirola. We're going to have Reggie Barnett Jr. on after that. Then we're
Excuse
going to
me
have
1
the
second.
Helen Peralta after that. Let me bring back Kristian Guirola. What's up, brother? Hey, don't worry about it. You must be in like a weird spot, right?
Yeah, I'm actually at our gym, and
Okay.
I'm just outside right now trying to get the best service I can, but it ain't working too great.
No, you're good, man. You were talking about the fight, Tyler Hill and James Freeman. You were saying that you trained with them, so you're really looking forward to that fight. Is kind of where it cut off at.
Yeah, I've trained with Tyler a lot, and one thing I can say is that nobody that I know trains harder than Tyler Hill. Okay, and I've been doing this a long time. Nobody trains harder than Tyler Hill, so I know he's gonna bring it. I know his opponent's gonna bring it, but there's real next step. There's one of these guys is going to the UFC. Same thing with Impa and Andre Hall. One of these guys is going to the UFC. Any of them, it may be their very next fight. They may take a win here and get the call right after. Some of these guys are really, really good, legit pro fighters that are just right there, right on the cusp of being in the UFC.
Well, let me ask you something, because since you've seen it and you're kind of right there, you're right there on that level, man. Like, what do you think it is that most of these guys, and I use the word lack very loosely, but a lot of these guys are highly skilled, they're highly trained, they all bust their ass. What do you think it is that some of these guys are missing? Is it more of like in order to cross and jump up and make that next step to UFC? Is it more of like a mental block sometimes? Is it something, like what do you see? What do you notice? Because like I said, a lot of these guys, they all can kick ass, but what's missing in a lot of these guys?
Man, I think a lot of them. Yeah, I think some of them do have sort of a mental block. They get onto a bigger stage, or they're right there, they're almost there, and they kind of let it get to them mentally. And some of them, I mean, I think with Impa, I think Impa would have been in the UFC already, but he turned pro this year. He turned pro this year. He's on a 6-fight winning streak. This would be his 7th fight this year. So win or lose, this guy's fought 7 times this year, stacked a hella record, won in the Contender Series. He's fighting a guy though that's beat some of the best guys. He's got wins over Eric Anders, who's a big name in the UFC now. So I mean, I think maybe it is kind of a mental block when they get to that level. But these guys aren't that. These guys aren't that. These guys.
It's all good.
Come on, Kristian, I got a question.
We got a question. Guy, just hang tight just for a second. We'll hang tight with us. He'll be back in a second, I'm sure. These guys, their internet connection. Hold on. We see him coming back now. There he is. All good, my friend. Go ahead, Nick, real quick.
So the one question, and this like never gets asked, being the guy in charge, right? Like you're at the head of all this. When you have guys that you know and like fighting each other to make that next step, is it like panic attack after panic attack waiting to see how it goes for you?
I'm sorry, man. You got to say it again, brother. This service here is
that's okay.
Right,
so being the guy at the head, right? Like you're in charge, and you got, like you said, there's 2 fights on there where any one of those guys could be next to go into the UFC. On your end of it, does it stress you out watching the fight because you know the fighters, you like the guys, you try to not pick a favorite? So is it like super stressful for you waiting to see how it plays out because they all fall under you?
It definitely is. It definitely is. To where it's like I really look towards the fight. And it's like, damn, man, I want everything to go perfect. I want to make sure that the referees are perfect, that the judges are perfect, that everybody knows that, look, these guys have put a lot on the line here. These guys, it's not one good guy versus a guy that's not that good. You're talking about both fights, or all the fights are a guy that's really good versus another guy that's really good. So it's like, please don't stop this fight and that guy jump up and have been okay.
Right.
Guys, real quick, we'll take this opportunity. Check out one of our new sponsors. It's alphalion.com. They have really high quality supplements. It's really awesome. They got like Hulk juice, man. Go check this shit out. It's some crazy shit. Like, their supplements are insane. Use promo code Combat Insiders. You get 20% off the entire order. They hooked us up. They will hook you up. So alphalion.com supplements. I'm sorry, alphalion.com. Check them out, please. Go ahead.
And we'll have some Empire FC pre-fight media coming out. Got something a little working. Some things are happening.
No doubt, man.
Couple things.
Kristian, let's wrap this up real quick, man, because I know you got your service is kind of shoddy there, but let's kind of wrap it up real quick. What is your plan? What's your plan, man? Because like you said, you're on the 4th event. You guys are doing amazing. You guys are doing an amazing job for just being your 4th event. What's the long-term goal for Empire FC?
Man, long-term goal, is to keep building here. We're going to build here for a little bit, maybe move into northern Mississippi. Yep. And from there, just see where we go. We have a lot of support, a lot of backing. And like I said, I think a lot of that is because people realize that we are the real ones around here. We have I know some people, some of the last local shows, I didn't even know anybody that went anymore. They're like, no, we're not even going. We're just going to Empire. So it feels good. I feel like we're definitely moving in the right direction. We're trying to do big things there. So, I mean, long-term goal, is to just be the biggest we can possibly be.
That's it, man. That's it, brother. Well, we wish you all the success, man. I can't wait. That's a stack card, November 23rd, Empire Championship, number 4, 4 p.m. Central Time. It's a hybrid MMA kickboxing show, so it's going to be an awesome card, and I can't wait, man.
And we're on it.
Yeah, we're definitely on it. Kristian, we appreciate your time so much, my friend. We appreciate your time, and good luck to everything you're doing. Good luck for the show, and we'll be in touch soon, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I appreciate it, brother. I'm sorry about the service.
You're good.
It's raining real bad and stuff outside, so it's kind of shoddy right now. But I
That's
appreciate
okay.
you guys having us on, man.
No, you're good, my friend. Get inside, man. Get dry. We'll catch up with you soon.
Sounds good. Thank y'all.
All right, brother.
No problem.
Man,
everybody who has an accent from Mississippi is cool. Period.
Oh man, those guys are awesome. Those guys are super awesome. Yeah. Period. Guys, too, check out in our description. We got several links. If you go to MyBookie, it's a betting website. If you use our link, you actually get a 50% sign-on bonus. So, like, if you're making, a lot of you guys make MMA bets anyway. They also do bets on bare knuckle, right? I believe there's only 1 or 2 sites where you can even look at betting lines for BKFC specifically. So check those out. Use the description that we have. Use the link in the description. It gives us a little bit of credit for it, and we appreciate it so much. It's how we pay the bills here. We appreciate your viewership so much. It means a lot. It really does. All the sharing, all the liking. Even if it's just only a few of you, 8 or 9 of you, we appreciate it so much.
7 or 8 of you.
Maybe 7 or 8 of you. I don't know. That's just kidding. That's a little inside joke. Anyway, we got Reggie Barnett Jr. He'll be coming up any minute now. We last saw him at BKFC number 6. See what he's up to and see what's going on with him. Then at 9 p.m., we're going to have the featherweight women's champion, United States champion, Miss Helen Peralta. We're going to have her on complete
American.
Excuse me. You're right. American champion. My bad. Shame on me. You're correct.
But it's kind of exciting because now, since Beck has stepped away to Bellator, she's champion in recess. So that means her belt is available.
Well, now wait a minute. Correct. Now, champion in recess, or is she stripped?
She is not stripped. You know what? I did put out a press release about it, and
I know you did.
Yeah, no, she's not. She's in recess. So the way I'm gathering is that when she comes back, because she never lost the belt, she can jump the line. Which I guess, if you're 3-0 champion, you go, is fair.
See, when I read that, I tell you, I mean, I saw the champion in recess part. I just thought that was a nice way to say she's just not the champion anymore.
No.
I thought it was just like a clever, distinguished way to say, well, we're not, you're stripped.
But no, that's the official ruling on it. And I am 99% sure if and when she decides to come back to bare knuckle, she would get an immediate title shot.
There needs to be a time. I feel like there needs to be a maybe we need to get Scott Bird on and get a better explanation for this and have him on talk about it, because I really feel like a better explanation, because champion in recess, she can just come in and get her title shot. That doesn't really seem
I guess
fair,
maybe
right?
because she never lost the belt.
Yeah, but people get stripped and lose the belt. It happens, and they don't necessarily get.
Well, wait a minute. This fight coming up. This is the tail end of the tournament, correct?
Correct.
So whoever wins has both belts, because it's the tail end of the tournament for the world belt. Miss Peralta already has the American belt, so somebody's leaving with two belts.
Correct. Guys, we got Mr. Reggie Easy E Barnett Jr. I got to make sure to say Junior. Last time I talked to him, I missed the Junior part.
And I believe it's Easy Educated Hands. It's the whole thing.
Easy Educated Hands. Yeah. We're going to bring him on in just a second. Real quick, I'm going to show you a quick little 20-second promo about our MyBookie. Please check it out. It means a lot, and we'll be right back with Mr. Reggie Barnett Jr. Hey, everybody, don't forget to check out MyBookie Sportsbook and Casino, America's most trusted sportsbook in 2019. You can look at betting lines and place bets in bare knuckle and MMA. Don't forget to use our referral code down below for a 50% sign-up bonus. That's MyBookie Sportsbook and Casino. Guys, welcome back. I told you it wouldn't be too long. Mr. Reggie Barnett Jr.
You bastard. You took my cup. Hey, what's up, fellas? My bad, y'all.
Oh,
sorry, I look a little rough. I just got done.
You're good.
Training.
You made it.
Yeah,
you made it.
I was rushing. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a long friggin' day. Anyways.
You're good, my friend. Look, man, talk to us. I know you probably got a lot to say. Talk to us, because I want to find out what's going on, man, because I heard that you were going to be on the card coming up, the BKFC 9 card. Now we haven't heard anything else about it. I guess you're the horse's mouth. Tell us what's going on.
Shit, I mean, I really don't know where to start. Of course, I took that L against Bedford. Figure out, what the next move was going to be. I considered taking, but I mean, I love bare knuckle, and that's really. So we were like, well, just wait until Dave says. And his standpoint was, I was there. I fought on the majority of all the cards, so he wanted to a little while and give the other fighters a chance to get some sort of roster and whatnot. So of course we can respect that.
Hey Reggie, your mic is cutting. Your mic is cutting like in and out. It's like it's cutting in and out. Like it's every couple words. It's cutting out.
Oh, this is stupid Bluetooth. I might just have to cut it off and we go.
I just want to make sure people can hear you, because I'm very anxious to hear what you got to say.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yeah. But yeah. Right. Yeah.
Well, I can y'all can hear me, but I can't hear y'all now. But it's
what?
Okay. So we were gonna do. He said November 16th, and I was like, all right. So we started camp. They were actively looking for an opponent, and he said he had secured a guy. And I guess last week, the guy decided that he didn't want to fight me. And so, of course, I was down there in Florida. Of course, I had to make sure I show face, do a little promotion for bare knuckle. Of course, y'all know me. I was training my ass off. My focus, whatever his fight time is, train, take care of my family, and work so I can pay my bills in the meantime.
Can we ask who it was, or is that like top secret info?
I don't know. So I mean, I kind of had some mixed feelings about that. I was never told who the guy was, and so it was just kind of like, because had I known who it was, I probably would have talked some shit on social media and stuff. Been like, come on, bro, step up and fight me. So the last couple of weeks, Dave had been trying to find somebody to fight me. One of the guys happened to be suspended, and then here we are, almost a week out, and just nobody for me to fight. So I'm kind of just in limbo. I'm a little crushed. Y'all know me. I go hard or go home. So
yeah.
And it's just like, where do we go next? But I'm always ride or die for bare knuckle. I'm excited about the next event. I would have loved to have been They normally do 10 fights on a card. There's 9 fights on this card, and the reason why there's not a 10th fight is because Reggie Barnett Jr. doesn't have anybody to fight.
Yeah.
But I also know that there's plenty of other guys out there who might, down the road might want to step up and fight me. So we'll refocus and we'll worry about the other guys that are in the 135 division and so solidifying my dominance so that way, when it's time, I can get another crack at John.
I feel like where you sit in the division, though, anybody that's coming up to try to get a shot, there's you and Abby. They have to go through you. Like they have to. Everybody, you know what I mean? You've earned that right to sit at the top of the hill.
Well, plain and simple, there's no rankings. I know you guys are, in the process of putting together a ranking system and all that, and I'm just going to call it for what it is. I should still be, whether I just lost to the champion or not, because it goes champion, number 1 contender, 2, 3, 4, and so on, right? Isn't that how rankings work? Reggie should still be number 1, whether I just lost to the champion or not, because the champion put everybody else out that he fought in the tournament. And of course, everybody wants to see the Abby fight. I want to see the Abby fight. And Abby knows I have nothing but love and respect for him. But when that bell rings, I'm going to try to rip his freaking head off. And if they want to use that fight to solidify who gets another crack at Johnny, then,
that's okay
we can
with
bring
you.
it all day.
That fight's okay with you. You just want to get your second. You just want another crack at Mr. Bedford. That's all that is.
Yeah, and I feel like, because it's crazy. We ain't really talked about it, but I asked the commission and I asked Dave before the title fight, because over in BKB, over in Britain, they were doing 7-round championship fights.
Right.
And I asked for 7 rounds, and the answer was the commission might not approve of it, so we left it alone. We didn't want to ruffle no feathers. And we just wanted to make sure we had the title fight. 2 more rounds, I'd have knocked Johnny out. He was tired. He hit me with his best shot. We're not going to sit here and lie like Johnny didn't hit me as hard as he possibly could and land that shit. He did. But what did Reggie do? Reggie got up and made a fight of it. And he was running in the last 2 rounds. So 2 more rounds? But we, that's here nor there. So the next time I get to fight him, I got those 2 more rounds. And I know what to do.
But now that you've experienced it, you've been in there with him, do you feel like in your mind you could put together the game plan now that you've seen it to get it done?
We already had the game plan. We had it. What happened was Reggie got knocked down. I got up. I said, all right, you got that one. Reggie got knocked down again. I got up and said, oh, you want to fucking fight? Well, let's fight then. And all of my boxing, all my educated hands, all that skill went out the window. Or am I lying? Am I lying, guys?
No, you just stood in there and threw down.
I was like, forget it. If you want to fight, let's fight then. And so I just stood in there and we banged. And that's not my expertise. That's not what I bring to this sport. Everybody's always known that. We got an exciting fight, you know, and you win some, you lose some, but that's not what you can expect to see from me in the future. I'm coming out. I'm putting my hands on people. I'm moving. I'm not getting hit no more. I'm tired of wearing these scars on my face. So.
Plus, your technical boxing ranked high when we put out, like, we did different categories. You're, in my opinion, ranked extremely high at the top for technical boxers in bare knuckle.
Yeah, you know, I didn't use it. You know, it went out the window. But that's not the focus right now. The focus right now is getting back to fighting somebody, anybody. Right. I don't care. There are all these guys out there who are always petitioning and wanting to, you know, be a part of bare knuckle. There are a couple of new guys that they brought in. Of course, that Gwen, I need that work. I need that. I feel like you brought in another boxer who's got a so-called better record than mine or whatever, but he's not a better technical boxer than me. So it's sometime down the line, me and Dat, we're going to have to fight. Definitely me and Abdul Velasquez. I think that should be a number 1 contender fight, but I also believe that I need to fight before I fight Abby. Like he got to have a couple, you know, rebound fights or whatever the hell you want to call it, you know, after his L. I don't want a rebound fight. I don't want no easy opponents. I've never been about that life. The reason why I fight is because I want to challenge myself. Was I upset I lost to Johnny? Yes. Was I proud of myself for getting up off the fucking canvas? Hell yeah. Because a lot of people would have just been like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
That's gonna hurt. Y'all have no idea. I was laughing at him when he hit me with that first punch. In case anybody doesn't know, I slapped Johnny like I said I was, and he goes to who was the ref for that fight? Was it Dan? No, it wasn't Dan. Bill. Bill was the ref for that fight. Bill goes. He said to Bill, he slapped me, and Bill said I didn't see nothing, and I started laughing, and boom, I caught that right hand. You know, so it was kind of like payback for slapping him. But at the end of the day, I still got up and I still went to work.
Yeah.
And there's nobody else in the weight class that is going to do that other than me and John. Period. You know?
Have you
John
been
West. Come again?
I was gonna say, have you been told, like, do you know if you have like a guaranteed spot on BKFC 10? So rumored to be on February 1st. Like, do you know if you have a guaranteed spot on that card?
That's what they said. Nate Shook messaged us last week when he let us know that the other guy out of Texas didn't want to fight, and he said we will definitely make sure that I'm locked in for February. So in the meantime, I'm gonna go back to boxing. I might take a cage fight. You know, I'm gonna fight. I'm a fighter. That's what I do. I kind of need to fight. So,
right.
So I really, really wanted to fight on this bare knuckle card, just to, I guess y'all can call it, redeem myself, so people still know, you know, that I'm one of the greatest in this weight class, and I'm one of the greatest in the sport. I always come to fight, always, and I'm exciting. The fans love me, so it's just a matter of, you know, if we can get somebody who's on my caliber and truly ready to fight, you know, in February.
I actually really like the Dat Nguyen fight. That's two high level technical boxers. That's something to watch.
Oh yeah. That's gonna be a great fight. Mm-hmm. I mean, if it's February, it's February. If it's not, it's not. You know, like I said, anybody anywhere, I don't care. I'm not the type to sit here and pick and choose. I don't want no easy opponents. And I want to put this on record too, just so y'all know that Mr. Velasquez doesn't have the fastest knockdown in BKFC history. Mr. Easy Barnett does, but I hit motherfucking Travis Thompson so fast and so hard that at the first show that nobody knew what was going on, so they didn't count it as a knockdown. But go back and watch the first fight. I knocked him down off the motherfucking line. That should be the fastest knockdown in BKFC history. But it was so new. The sport was so new. Everything was so, and nobody was expecting for me to come off the line like that. And now you have all these other dudes that are doing what? They're coming off the line hard. And I set a trend, and I'm cool with that. But you ain't gonna take my glory. I just had to throw it out there. You can have a stat in the books, but we all know for real who got the real one.
I'm 100% gonna go back and watch it, and I might have to time this off both fights to see, because
we might have to get down to the milliseconds.
We might have to, because now I want to know. Now I want to know.
Now I want to know. Shit, if y'all go back and get down to the milliseconds, if he got me by milliseconds, I'm an earnest man. I'm gonna accept that. But
100%.
As of now, I will say Bill Clancy said knuckle up. Reggie said bing bing, and Travis was on the ground, and then he was standing back up, and that should have been an 8 count, regardless. So, and Abby did the same thing to Rick Caruso. But who do you think Abby got it from?
Well, I mean, what's fair is fair. If you did get the fastest, then we will definitely update that. So we're going to take a matter of fact, probably after we get done. I'm thinking we'll probably watch that literally right after this. While I got your ear, while your head's up to the phone right there. Do me a favor, because I know you're going to watch the card coming up. What do you think about Jason Knight, Artem Lobov, the rematch? Do you think it's going to be any different? Do you think Jason Knight is going to adjust his game plan enough? Well, I guess either of them to maybe. Go ahead.
I've being in the bare knuckle family and having an opportunity to meet both of these gentlemen. I love and respect and adore them equally. As fighters, as people. They're both really great guys. So it's hard to I'm rooting for Jason, I'm rooting for Artem, or whatever. But I truly believe more in Jason's fight IQ than I do Artem's. No offense to Artem, right? We see Artem, you get the same thing every time, right? Every time. He doesn't change. He comes out, he fights. Artem who he is, and he fights the same way. Jason Knight's not like that. He learns, he adjusts. He's almost like a boxer, you know. And sometimes it's who can make the best adjustment who wins the fight. And I honestly see Jason making the adjustment this fight. It might be early, it might be late, but I see him making it this time rather than doing because he essentially did what I did in the Bedford fight. He got knocked down. He said, "Oh, you want to fucking fight? Let's fight."
Yeah.
Right? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
And he fought. I don't see him doing that again. 100%. I don't see him doing that.
Fair enough.
I like it.
No, it was fair enough. Fair prediction. I mean, I think it'll be interesting, man. I think Jason Knight is going to adjust. I think he's going to be the difference maker because you're right. Artem is Artem. Artem's going to throw the same way. He's going to come in. He's a brawler. He's going to come into the same exact thing. I think you're right on point with that analysis, and I think Jason is going to be the one to make this fight different.
Yep,
it's going to be on Jason to make
Artem
this fight different.
Artem doesn't know. I love him to death. He's a great guy. You know, I met him, his wife, his newborn. You know, he's a great guy.
For
Hell
sure.
of a fighter. But the thing about it is he's a tough son of a bitch, but he don't know how to fight any other way. That's it. So if you can't beat Artem, you know, at Artem's game, then you aren't going to beat him. But if you can lure Artem into a different game, it's a whole other thing.
You're absolutely right.
I mean, I've been fighting for years, y'all. I'm just calling it how I see it.
Yeah. I think you're spot on, man. Well, look, man, we don't want to keep you too much longer, brother, but we appreciate it, man. We appreciate your time.
Hey, guys, thank y'all so much. Hey, look, I'm really, you know, I'm gonna just be honest. I'm a little disheartened. You know, it hit me a little hard, especially after, you know, putting in. We trained even harder for this one because it's supposed to be a comeback fight. I felt like I had something to prove. But I'm still bare knuckle, ride or die. Well, if we gotta wait till 2020, it's all right because I'm gonna get that world championship in 2020. Johnny, you got till June. And you gotta fight me or Abby. You got to. That's it. And go. Would y'all say Beck was the whatever champion in recess?
That
shit is flying in the 135-pound weight class. I'm just letting y'all know.
No recess. No recess.
Ain't gonna be no champion in recess at 135. Somebody gonna have to thump for that belt. They said he got a year, so in June 2020, anytime after that, somebody thumping for that belt, and I will petition the Police Gazette my damn self. You know, even if it ain't me who's earned the title shot, I don't see Abby beating me though, and of course I know Abby doesn't see me beating him, so that's going to be a very interesting fight. But I do want to fight somebody else before I fight Dat. I do want to fight somebody else before I fight Abby. I don't care if it's a former UFC fighter. I don't care if it's a former world champion boxer. I don't care.
Yeah. I
just feel like I need to, you know, at least go back out there and solidify my spot as one of the top 135 pounders. And then we can move forward in 2020. And it's going to be an amazing year in the 135 pound weight.
I believe it, man. Agreed.
I agree.
No, we agree, man. I tell you what, it's a pleasure to see you fight, man. We love your work. We really do. We're huge fans of the sport first. We're huge fans of yours, man, and we appreciate your time, brother. And
thank you guys so much for the support. I'm sorry I almost canceled on y'all earlier. It's been a hectic day, but I'm glad I got to do this interview.
You're good.
In all honesty, I'm gonna see if I can still make it to Mississippi. I ain't making no promises, and like last time, I ain't tell nobody I was coming. So if I come, I come. I'm just going to pop up, but I'll make sure I sit down at the table this time and do an interview. I meant to come back over there with you guys. I felt like an asshole. There was a few people that I didn't even see when we were down in Tampa, and they messaged me like, you didn't come see me. You didn't come see me. And it's like, oh, shit. So I felt really bad. I love the Bare Knuckle family. I appreciate everything that you guys do. Keep going, guys. Y'all do so much for the combat sport industry and just for us Bare Knuckle fighters. And giving us a voice and a chance to, you know, talk about things. So thanks for having me on. I'm sorry to the fans, my friends, family. I'm not fighting at BKFC 9. I might make a surprise appearance, but they can't deny me forever. They can't deny the Abby fight forever. The world wants to see it. Abby wants to see it. I want to see it. So sometime in 2020, just know it's going to be Reggie Easy Barnett versus Abdul the Nightmare from Velasquez. And that Gwen, I'm coming for you too.
Well, wait, real quick. So,
I'm not in no rush, man.
No. But I was just gonna say, unfortunately, we actually won't be there in Biloxi live. Unfortunately, we had some scheduling conflicts. But if you don't end up going to Biloxi, I was gonna say we're gonna do a like a fight companion, like we're gonna live stream like a fight companion.
Hop
If
on with her.
Word, definitely. If y'all do that, let me know. I'm down.
Okay.
I'm
no,
definitely down. If I
we're for
don't
sure.
go, I'm trying to work out my work schedule. I had picked up some extra work just because I was like, forget it. If I ain't gonna pay to fight, I'm gonna get paid to work. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
We'll be in touch. I mean, we're for sure gonna do it. So we'll be in touch. Just let us know, and we'll get it figured out. Let us know, man. Let us know what your schedule is, and we'll definitely would love to have you on.
Word. I appreciate the consideration, guys. Thank you guys so much for everything.
Anytime.
I'll be back. I guess we gonna ride the pine for the rest of 2019, but in 2020 they can't deny me, bro.
Okay.
That's it, brother.
And we'll be here to watch it. We'll be here to watch it.
Definitely. And I'm boxing next month, so when we lock that all in, I'll let y'all know, and we can do a little thing for my boxing.
Yeah. Sure.
All right, my friend. We'll be in touch, man. Take it easy, buddy. We'll be in touch.
Oh, yeah, it's always easy. Even when I lose. Y'all have a good one.
Take care, Reggie.
Later.
How can you not like that guy?
You have to like him. And he hit the nail on the dynamics there. Like, I mean, it really does make sense for him and Abby.
Yeah.
Because they're both. I think it is a good fight. I like him and Dat win. I really like that.
I like that fight, and I'm going to tell you, and I know because I know Bedford touched on it, and then Barnett touched on it, but I really like the dynamic between Bedford and Barnett Jr. because it's almost this good versus evil kind of. Because Reggie is very like, don't get me wrong, like he'll talk his shit and he'll talk his smack, if he has to, but like for the most part, he's a very respectful guy. He's very just. It's just I don't know. He's like the exact opposite. You have Bedford, who is he's talking shit head first. He doesn't give a shit. He's gonna get into the mental game and talk shit first, man. And it's just like a weird
the mental
good versus evil dynamic kind of thing going on between them.
And if you go back, because I watched the fight, he's just so good at getting you off your game plan. Yeah. And Reggie said it. He got knocked down twice. He's like, fuck it. Let's just have a fist fight. Completely threw him off of his game plan. I don't know. Bedford's a tough.
I'm curious to see who Reggie gets paired up with next. I really am. I'm curious, and I hope it's sooner than later. So
I feel like, I know he said he wants a different fight.
Yeah.
But I don't think Reggie has lost anything because he lost one championship fight. Yeah. I don't think like his where he sits, his clout. I don't think anything missed. He went 5 rounds. He got knocked down. He got back up.
On that note, we're about to bring in reigning American, the 125-pound champion, Miss Helen Peralta. But before that, please smash the like button, smash the share button, subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, like the page, please. We're on CombatInsiders.com. Check us out. You might find something you might like. I don't know. Home of Knucklepedia, the only solely dedicated directory for bare knuckle. It's the only one. It's the only one that's solely dedicated to it. It's constantly updating and upgrading. We got a couple big things in the works that's coming. It's going to make it a little easier to navigate. Not that it's super hard to navigate now, but we're going to make things and kind of, I guess, categorize it better, things like that, maybe by weight class, by just a couple different things. So look for that soon, very soon. Without further ado, Miss Helen Peralta. What's going on, Miss Peralta?
How are you? Can you hear
Good.
me?
I can. Your voice. How you feeling?
I'm a little under the weather.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Oh, well, we're sorry to hear that. We're definitely sorry to hear that. Well, I guess I was going to ask, I kind of feel bad for asking you questions now. If you're sick, I kind of feel bad. I mean, what have you been up to? We last saw you at BKFC 7 against Christine Fiera. You got the W. You're the champ now. What have you been up to since then?
I've been working really hard. Tying up my game, making sure I have everything under control for the next fight.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we're excited.
She's another one that trains in the videos. you watch it and you're like, man, I'm tired watching her.
Yeah.
She's definitely, yeah.
No one's going to question that work ethic. I mean, let's talk about the fight. I'm going to try to pronounce her name right. I know I've said it. Maya Kahun. Oh my God. Kahuna Hell. Oh my God. I feel so terrible. I feel so bad. Please forgive me if you're watching this. Please don't hate me. Please, please, please. What do you think about the fight? What do you think about the matchup?
I think it's going to be a good fight. She's a good striker.
Yes.
She's a good striker, and I think she's going to bring it.
Yeah. I think so too. I was watching some of her stuff. She was on like Ultimate Fighter and stuff. I was watching some of her fights. She does bring it. She's a forward pressing fighter. I think it'll be interesting. I think it's a very interesting matchup for the both of you.
I think so too. She's gonna bring the best out of me. I think. I hope. Anyways.
Well, go ahead, Nick.
I was going to say now once this fight, now that there's, if I'm understanding it right, because this is the tail end of the tournament, so should you come out with a win, you will have both belts. Is that correct?
This is not part of the tournament.
I thought it was.
Oh, well, that is new information to us.
I learned something today.
That's true.
That's okay. It doesn't matter. We still want to see you fight. That's the exciting part.
Well, no, you know what? I'm curious. So, is this? Are you defending your belt in this? This is not for the belt.
115. We're fighting at 115.
Oh.
We never have that. I don't know. Look, and now's the time it's happening.
So this is
I didn't have an opponent. I don't have an opponent, but I need money. So
right.
I told David, I just want to fight. I don't care about sitting around waiting for the belt. I don't care about being champion. I need money on my bank account. Let's fucking go.
Hey, I understand. Well, I guess since we're talking about, titles and stuff, what do you think about it? We just kind of announced it. Beck Rollins is champion in recess now, which Nick explained it to me. I still don't quite fully understand the idea behind it, but I mean, what do you think about that? Do you think it's fair? Because the idea, from what we understand, it is that she's champion in recess. Let's say she goes off, she's in Bellator doing her thing. She has a couple fights. She's able to essentially jump right back in the mix and fight whoever has the belt. Like, I'm kind of curious to hear your thoughts, because you could be the person that she comes back and challenges. How does that work? What do you think about that?
I think it's fair. She deserves it. She earned her spot there. She was the champion. She fought 3 times. She won 3 times. She did it when nobody else was doing it. So she deserves the spot. And I hope that she comes back within the next year or so, because I want to put my hands on her face. Out of respect, I want to test myself, against the champion. So let's go.
What do you think? Do you think there's a time frame on that? Like, I guess my concern. Here's my concern. I'll tell you why. I kind of, not that she hasn't earned it, and not that she's not. I respect the hell out of Beck Rollins. I guess my concern is, I would hate for someone to just be gone from the sport that you're champion in recess in, and you're gone for 2 years, and you just come right back and get a title shot. I guess that's the kind of thing I'm kind of concerned with, because I don't know if I'm okay with something like that. I don't know.
Well, I don't think it matters if you're okay with it. You already made the decision.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what I think either.
Right.
These hands are for everybody, and when she comes, they'll be here waiting for her. That's all I got to say about that.
And that's good when you have a champion that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who she fights next. Like, you don't care who you're fighting next. Everybody can get it. And there you go. Champ stamp. Put it on.
No, 100%. We also heard too, and maybe tell us if there's any validity to this. We told us that there was a possibility of a you and Fiera rematch down the road. Have you heard anything about this, or?
Oh, that should happen. That was an awesome fight. Why not?
Yeah.
I want to see it again. Yeah. With 2 eyes. With 2 eyes.
Yeah. That fight was pretty epic, though.
I loved it.
Yeah, you had a good time in there, right?
Of course. Next time I'll have 2 eyes, so it'll be a little better. Hopefully, yeah.
What do you think you've taken away from, you've gotten your feet wet in the bare knuckle world coming into this next fight? What do you think that you kind of took away from the first one? Maybe adjustments to training or just adjustments to the way you fight that you think is going to make you that much better here in the second one?
I'm not gonna box anymore. That's what I took away. I'm not a boxer. I brawl. I like to brawl. I like to go in there and get it done. I tried to box. That's how I got hurt. I'm not a boxer. Later on, I'm working on my boxing. If I become a boxer, fine. For now, no. I'm doing the funnel. It's when you go like that and bring everything to the middle.
Well, I mean, what did you take away? What were the biggest differences to you once you actually got in there from what you thought? I guess from what were your expectations versus how was it when you actually were in there?
I did not expect to get hit so hard. She is really, really hard. She's really strong. When I clinch, she can move my body around. That's how strong she is. I don't think that's all the other fighters. I think it's just because, the way she conditions herself. So I wasn't ready at all. I was not ready. But now I am. So my conditioning is top of the fucking line right now. I can crush people with my fucking presence. And that's what I'm going to do my next fight.
I believe her.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Even with your horse throat right there, that still sounds terrifying. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, my hands are fine. Guess what? I'm not going there to talk to her next week. I don't need to be able to talk. Fuck that.
This is true.
There's nothing that I could say about that. Since you're here and we were talking about the card, it's a huge card. Knight versus Artem, the rematch. What are your thoughts on that? And I mean, we were kind of talking before as far as like adjustments. We seem to think that the adjustment is going to kind of be on Jason's end more than Artem. Artem, we kind of been talking about all night that Artem is kind of a what you see, what you get kind of fighter. What are your thoughts on the rematch, and do you see it going any differently?
No, I think it's going to be a brawl.
Yeah.
I think Jason Knight is going to try to box, and Artem is not going to let him. And it's going to come down to a fist fight. Like it is. It's a fucking fist fight. It's not a boxing match. And it's not going to be a boxing match. It's going to be a fist fight. Knight can win. Artem can win. I don't know who's going to win. I'm not betting on that fight because it was so close. But it's not going to be a boxing match. It's not going to be refined. It's going to be dirty. It's going to be messy. That's what I'm expecting.
All the great fights are. That's all the great fights are met. Her fight turned into a brawl. It was great. Artem and won. That's the key.
Well,
that's
no doubt.
You challenge yourself.
Yeah. No, 100%. And we're only 9 days away. Well, right? I could count. Yeah, we're only 9 days away now, and you're heading into fight week. Obviously, other than that, I mean, like, how do you feel? Like you said you're feeling pretty good. Your cardio is on point. Your hands are on point. How do you feel mentally heading into the fight? And I guess your final thoughts for your opponent.
Mentally, I feel really good. I'm in a really good place all around. I finally mapped my career. I know what I want to do and how I want to do it, and nobody's going to stop me. I'm going to kill everybody that comes into there to try to touch my beautiful face. I got to keep this pretty, man. I'm single, So the mental game is on point. Physically, I am healthier than I've never been. Healthier than my last fight. And my conditioning, man, I just don't stop. I trained so hard the other day. I kept going. My coach told me to go home. And I put a gi on. I'm like, I'm going to do gi class. I lay down and all my muscles shut down. I couldn't move. He goes, dude, I told you to get the fuck out of here. And that's when I went home because I could not move physically.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm leaving. But
Wow.
I don't know. I feel it. It's just like everything is on point. And I drove for 16 hours last night. I got home around 3 in the morning. I trained before I left. I did 25 rounds the night before, and I think my immune system compromised. That's why I'm feeling like this. But I'm expecting this to be gone by Sunday. And if it isn't, I don't care. I have a perfect excuse to not talk to anybody because I don't like talking anyway. So.
Wow.
We will send you tea bags and whatever you need to make this work. Yeah. Balls, tea bags, whatever.
We'll send you all the NyQuil you want, and you can lifetime supply of NyQuil. But we're gonna let you get back to kind of healing up and resting up, man, because I tell you what, we are pumped for your fight. We always love seeing you work, and we just cannot fucking wait. Helen Peralta, it was our absolute pleasure. Check her out next weekend, November the 16th, BKFC number 9 in Biloxi. If you're live and you're in person, you're around the area. If not, this pay-per-view, this Fight TV, check it out. Do not miss it. Do not miss her fight, and you'll be sorry that you did. We thank you so much for your time, Miss Helen Peralta. It is our absolute pleasure, and we will be in touch soon, and take care.
Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
Absolutely. Have a good night. Man, I tell you what, I feel really bad that she was, that she was sick. I feel really bad.
I didn't even know. I had no idea.
Yeah, I feel really bad. I mean, props to fucking her, because I feel like most people, which is be understood, would probably, hey, I can't make it, it would be understood, right? But she still, that just kind of shows you her mentality, right? I mean,
I don't want to fight her.
No.
I'm not interested in that.
No, not at all. I'm not. Guys, we had an awesome show tonight. Go back and check out the replay if you could. Like I said, we talked to Johnny Bedford. We talked to Reggie Barnett Jr. We just got off the horn with Helen Peralta. We talked to Kristian Guirola of Empire FC. He's the head guy up there. And, man, I tell you what, thank you so much to all of our guests. Big card coming up next weekend. Just cannot wait. We're actually going to be live streaming a fighter companion show, so please look out for that. You're going to see posts and stuff leading up to that.
We got some pretty good guests possibly come. We Reggie Barnett's coming. We got some people that are going to come on, and
we do, and we'll announce it.
I'm not telling.
We'll announce the guest list coming up. Just guys kind of stopping in and out. Nothing crazy, nothing too structured. It's just kind of just BS. And then as the fight's going on, we're going to just be kind of giving our alternate thoughts and, just talking through the show. So it's just kind of a good time. We did it. What card did we do it for? 7. We did it for 7, and it was a good time, and we got a pretty good response from it. So we're going to do it again. Anyways, man, that's it. I think we're just going to wrap it up. But great show. Check out everything. Again, I can't say it enough. Like, share, subscribe. You guys do so much for us already. We appreciate you more than you know. CombatInsiders.com. Go check it out. For Nick Portella, for Joshua Furs, we're Combat Insiders, and we're out.